Welcome one and all to Adaptation, the ultimate vlog for film adaptations and the original material they're based on. In case you haven't already figured out from the previous vlogs this month, we've devoted January to discussing mythology of all origins, though with an unavoidable emphasis on Greek mythology. We have to work with what we're given. Now our topic for this week is our favorite mythological adaptations, which is a pretty interesting theme if you think about it, because it doesn't just limit our responses to media adaptations. It can also include written adaptations as well in the form of novels and book series. I think y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Rick Riordan, come on down! Starting off the list is, of course, Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, which is a 5-book series that tells the tale of demigods trying to prevent the resurrection of Kronos. And along the way, we meet quite a few familiar names from the old Greek myths, though they're definitely not the same as what we're used to. Rick Riordan is renowned for giving these stories their own unique spin, and they have such a whimsy to them that it's easy to read the books over and over again. Not to mention, hard to put him down. Another Rick Riordan series that made our list is the Cain Chronicles, which does for Egyptian mythology what Percy Jackson did for Greek mythology. Front and center here are main characters Carter and Sadie Cain in a 3-book series where they need to prevent Apophis, the serpentine god of chaos, from rising and essentially destroying the world. But no pressure. Oh, and they do happen to be possessed by Horus and Isis respectively along the way, but that's no big deal, right? Okay, moving away from Rick Riordan and onto a no less amazing author, Neil Gaiman, for his award-winning book American Gods. As the title suggests, this book is set in America and includes gods and myths from a whole range of different cultures. I'm talking not just Greek and Roman, but German and Irish and Norse and Babylonian and Egyptian and Japanese and American Indigenous and Mesopotamian. Add to those the new gods, such as the goddess Media and the god Internet. And somehow he weaves all of those together in a way that's not only gripping, but also makes a weird kind of sense. And the last of our written adaptations is Gods Behaving Badly by British author Marie Phillips. This novel centers on the 12 Greek gods of Olympus, living as roommates in a flat in London and just trying to squeak by like everybody else. And through some hijinks with their mortal housekeeper, they come back into the spotlight to return to their former glory. Definite room for hilarity, and this book actually was picked up for a movie in 2012. It was written, it was filmed, and yet never released. I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I think you could theorize a conspiracy here. But speaking of film adaptations, the first media adaptation on our list is the 1981 Clash of the Titans. Not only was it closer to the original myth, much closer, but it also had some absolutely amazing actors. I mean, come on. Maggie Smith. That is all I need to say. I rest my case. Another film adaptation of a very well-known Greek myth is Immortals, which tells the tale of Theseus and the Minotaur. Now, I haven't seen this one, but Sarah mentioned it as a favorite, not because it's accurate, as apparently it isn't, but because it was, and I quote, very enjoyable to watch nonetheless because I am a sucker for anything even slightly based on mythology, no matter how off the mark. Well, okay then. In fact, I probably should have said this earlier, but Sarah was the one who provided most of the suggestions on this list. I think we can all safely say that she's our resident mythomaniac here at Adaptation. To all you Percy Jackson fans, you heard what I did there, right? And then last but not least is the television show The Almighty Johnsons, which is about a family in New Zealand who are the earthly vessels of the gods of Asgard. So basically, this show is all about Norse mythology in Kiwiland. It follows the incarnation of Odin on his quest to reunite with the goddess Frigg and return the gods to power. Again, I've yet to see this one, but again, it comes highly recommended by Sarah. But that does bring us to the end of our list of best mythological adaptations, though it might not be the end of yours. If you have any others to add or to recommend, please let us know in the comment section. We would also love it if you wanted to reach out to our other social media. Links are in the description as always, including the link to our podcast on iTunes. We'll have another vlog as usual for you next week, and until then, what mythomaniac conspiracies will you be theorizing?